lady. All right, guys. Any questions from homework stuff? So last week we had that quiz. Hopefully you had a chance to look at it. I think at least one person sent it to me over email. Please, dear God, upload into Canvas, please. If you have an issue with Canvas, just let me know. And I said last week that this week we're going to have a quiz using hypothesis tests on percentages. So that's going to happen on Thursday. All right. So there's no questions from anything. Chapter 9. Oh, here we go. Right when I said that. I got a question. I'm so excited. All right. Chapter 9, question 45C. All right, let's see. Oh. Well, all right. So that one asks you for S, right? So in the problem, they give you both sigma. Let me make sure this is the one I'm looking at. Yeah. Yeah. So this is a beautiful problem. This happens a few times in this homework. Remember, what happens, they tell you both sigma and S. So of course, they're going to ask you for both. The S is the standard deviation that comes from the sample. So you can tease that out if you read through the problem. Does that make sense, Reed? Oh, yeah. In fact, real quick. I think I have some data in here. I don't know if you guys remember, but when we did 1var stats, remember doing 1var stats? Oh, let me turn off my background or else you ain't gonna see shit. All right, go away, virtual background. Oh, you can just, all right. Look real quick. 1var stats, remember? And then if you did 1var stats, look what it tells you. It tells you SX, right? Which makes complete sense because that's the standard deviation for individual data points, the X's. What is it for groups of data, for groups of size n, SX bar? So to be honest, the symbol SX makes even a little more sense, but we just decided to use just S, and we know it means that. Does that make sense, Ree? I mean, so the short answer is, yeah. Let me see, Hannah, 75. I'm just gonna have to swallow my pride and get my freaking reading glasses. Oh well, these things happen to you, kids. If you're lucky enough to live long enough, start losing shit. Let's see, 75. All right. By the way, I feel kind of bad. There's a couple people that did the homework. The book is a little loose with the ones that you can do. If it's not normally distributed, I made a big point out of it that we can't do it. But I also told you, what the hell? I need more coffee. I also informed you that even if you thought you couldn't do it, you should still do it. Say, I don't think I should be able to do this, and then still do it. You need the practice. The book is a little loose with its which ones are okay to do. I agree with some of them. The sample size is too small, and they don't say it's normally distributed, but they do have this note at the beginning of the homework section that says the T ones are normally distributed. They should have just said all of them are. So do all the problems. Go ahead and say, I technically shouldn't be able to do this, Jeff, but I'll do it because you said to, because you don't make any sense and I hate you. No, don't say that. Don't be too honest. Does that make sense? So Hannah, I'm sorry. That's probably not the only question. In fact, chapter 75 is not even one of those weird problems. So what is your question about 75, Hannah? Let me see if I can pull the book up. Why not take all of me? Can't you see? Oh shit, what did I just do? Oh crap, are you guys still there? Yes. All of me. I have no idea why I got this. Hannah, oh, okay, okay. All right, let me put it up here on the screen real quick. Ain't gonna be real quick. It's already past being real quick, Joe. All right. Just a moment. So many steps just to get in the come on. Come on. There we go. Let's see, chapter 9. No, get out of the way. Number 75, right? Oh, Jiminy Jeebus. Okay. Here it is. All right. Share my screen. Okay. Can you guys see the book? Oh, this is weird. Why is my computer all freakadelic? I can't even see what you're saying if nobody's saying anything, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to assume you guys can see the book and not just my background. So right here, this is number 75. Let me see. Yes, thank you. Zoom in. All right. So 75 from generation to generation. The mean age when smokers, blah, 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 blah. A survey of 40 smokers was done to see if the mean starting age is at least 19. So another kind of key phrase is we did this to see if. We feel that. The claim is, we believe, right? So the claim is the mean starting age is at least 19. What does at least mean in terms of inequalities? Mu is what? 19. Less than 19, equal to 19, greater than 19. What does at least mean? Anybody? At least 19. How would you write that? Is my internet still going? It cannot be less. This is true. How would you write it? Less than or equal to? Thank you. No. Not less than or equal to, Kalisha. Equal or greater. So at least, if you must be at least 21 to drink, maybe this explains why. No, I mean, maybe I didn't know math too well either because I didn't really follow that rule. But at least 21 means 21 or more. At least 19 means 19 or more. So greater than or equal to. Exactly, Lewis. Does that help out, Hannah? Let me see. Where'd you go? Is it Hannah? Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. And then obviously that, you know, which one that's going to be because it has an equal sign in it. All right. Anything else from homework, everybody? 76. Let me see. Wow, we're just gonna march right down through them. All right, let me see. You guys are like, let's get this guy and do all our homework. Okay, so here it is. Here's 76. Cost of a daily newspaper, blah, 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 blah. All right, so two things. So, Kalisha, which part are you having trouble with? Or are you just not sure where to start or what's up? Kalisha? Finding, you're at the fourth step. Okay, so a couple things I want to point out. They give you two standard deviations here. So you want to use the right one, right? So Kalisha, what's your mean, your sample mean? What's your sample mean? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Now, if you put it to cents, tell me what is the number that's going to be in the claim? What's the cost that comes from the claim? Alex, I don't know if you're answering the last question I asked. The sample mean is 95 cents. Yeah, so you want to make sure you use the same units for one thing, right? Don't do 95 minus 1. If you're going to say 95 cents, then $1 is 100 cents. You have to have the same units, right? So it'll be our data, 95, minus the supposed middle, 100, Or you can do like Alex has 0.95 minus 1.00. That would be dollars. Is everybody with me? No. So for example, real quick, there was this bowling alley. I don't know if I told you this already. A bowling alley. They put up on their little billboard out front, 0.99 cents per game. And I'm like, wow, a game is less than a penny. Kick ass. So for some reason, people don't get that $0.95 is 95 cents, right? So just, I don't know, does that help you, Kalisha? That, I don't know, because now it's our data, 95 cents, minus the supposed middle, 100 cents, or 0.95 minus a buck. And then you got to change the standard deviation, make sure you use the right standard deviation. Does that help? I mean, you have to take, which standard deviation am I going to use in this problem? 20 or 18? All of me. Anybody? Which standard deviation? They tell me, nope. Why is 18 the worst one? Where did 18 cents come from? And where did 20 cents come from? Yeah. So again, we've talked about this several times. I sometimes will know the population standard deviation. I can always calculate the sample standard deviation, but why would I do it? So they gave it to us because they calculated it, just because they could, but I'm not going to use it because I have the real standard deviation for all newspapers, right? Of course I'm going to use that one, because what is a sample standard deviation's job? To estimate the population one. So why would I use it if I know the population one? I know it. Do you guys get that? I mean, that's going to happen to us. And I love that that happens in the book because it happens in real life, right? I don't know. Does that help any? Is that all right? No? It all sucks? It's all crazy? So yeah, you got to use 20 cents and you have to change it, right? Even if you're going to use 18 cents, you got to change, you got to divide by the square root of n. Okay. That's a part of the process. You guys, I'm going to assume that's okay because I'm not getting anything back. It's all right. Okay. I think so. All right. Let's try to see. I mean, they're going to give us two standard deviations sometimes. Always use the one that's for the population. That's what the sample standard deviation is trying to estimate. So why would I use the estimate when I know the actual thing itself? Okay. Okay, let me see. Oh, shice, I didn't want to do that. Okay. All right, guys. Anything else before we get back into where we left off? Oh, geez. All right. There's a lot of stuff going on. All right, where did I put this? There you are. Okay. If there are no more questions, did I say this last time that chapter 10 is extra credit? Even if I didn't, it is. All right, good. So now everybody should know. So you can do chapter 10. I still have to put a place to turn it in. So just, if you think about it, if you want to do it, maybe remind me if you don't see a place to turn it in yet on Canvas. No, Haley, it's Thursday. I think last week I just said next week we're going to have a quiz, and I decided to put it on Thursday. Yes, SX and SX bar are very different. SX is what we call S, and it's for individuals. SX bar is how spread out groups are if you plotted all the groups. So S is if I plotted all the individuals, and it tells me how spread out they are. SX bar is if I took sample means and plotted them. It tells me how spread out the sample means are. That's why if I have a problem about means, I have to change the standard deviation from individual to groups because that's what I'm looking at. That's what the picture is made from. Okay, maybe. I'll stop. All right, anything else, guys? This is good. I live off of questions. You guys live off of answers. I understand. Okay. So just to give you an overview of what we're about to do, we finished up 9. We're done with talking about hypothesis tests. You guys are obviously not done doing them. We're going to skip chapter 11 for now. We're going to come back to it. So this has been planned from the beginning. If you look at your homework sheet, I like to go to chapter 12 after hypothesis tests, because chapter 12 is a little bit of a breather, believe it or not. It's not as intense. It's not as bad. And then, no, not bad. I don't think any of it's bad, but, and then chapter 11 is actually kind of it's got even another chart to work with. So I decided to give us a break from new charts. So it almost doesn't matter how you feel about that. That's how it's going to work. So I want to show you this. Let me see. All right, this should work. Bam. Do you see a problem up there? What's the problem about? Can you see it? Can I zoom in? Yes. All right, I see it scattered plot. That's right. And it's all about drinking. Yeah. So, quick disclaimer. This is not a suggestion for an experiment to run. So get off my back, Dean. Okay. All right. So if a whole class went out the night before, they're like, holy shit, let's just at least get drunk. And I understand that because I might have done that. But thankfully I didn't have a 7 a.m. class the next morning. But if they have a 7 a.m. class the next morning, there's a chance that the amount they drink would affect their grade. In fact, some of you guys, I'm not going to ask for any personal stories. Some of you guys might be able to say they've lived that experience. So what we've got is 2 variables. We haven't really had a 2 variable problem. We've never had to look at 2 variable statistics, and we sort of still won't. We're going to do it, but just for an aside. Because you guys remember doing 1 var stats, and that's when I put 1 list of data in. This is going to be 2 var stats now. This is beers, the number of beers, and the grades. So tell me this, riddle me this. Where'd that come from? I don't know. Who's this person right here? Did they drink a lot? Relatively. I don't tell you this, the scale, but just relative to the whole class. They didn't drink much. Did they do well on the test? Well, Malachi, that's, I don't know. They're smart in some ways. So yeah, that might be the person that, I mean, no matter what the hell they drank, they weren't going to do well because they did the homework or they didn't study or they just don't get it or whatever, right? So who's this person up here, of course? Relatively, did they drink a lot? Outliers, I love it. So these two, I'm pointing out the outliers. That is true. I like that. This has nothing to do with how they studied. Do you see what I mean? Be careful. That's coming next. This is just the number of beers. But they drank relatively, I think the second most, but they got like maybe the 4th highest grade. Do you see what I'm saying? All right, now so what we're doing is I'm looking at a very specific situation, but the general idea is if I'm given 2 variables, is there a relationship between the 2? The thing that this analysis cannot do is tell you if one caused the other one. Do you see what I'm saying? Apparently, what's the trend here? It kind of ignoring the outliers for a second, but even with them in there, there's still an apparent trend. If I was to draw a line in that represents the trend, I would think it looks something like this. Wow. Probably be a little lower than that, but that's pretty good, Jeff. Oh, I can move it, can't I? Yeah, buddy. Sure. Okay. Just Accept it, Jeff. All right. Do you guys cool? Are you guys okay with that line I just drew? In fact, some of you guys might have been thinking about that line in your head already. Yeah, or lower grade equals more drinks, right? Like, seriously though, obviously we kind of know that the amount they drank affected their grade. But in general, I wouldn't know. In fact, is it possible they drank a lot because they knew they were going to suck on the test? Is that possible? Yeah, in fact, I almost bet that there's somebody who sort of did that in a way. They're like, oh, dude, just get drunk. And so no matter, this guy right here, right, this guy right there, he drank a lot. But even if he didn't drink much, maybe he would have been in the same place. I don't know. All right. Oh, of course they're going to mow the lawn today. Shit. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Let me think. What's going on? I forgot. Oh, yeah. So there is a relationship between the two. We just don't know which one is affecting the other one, or maybe they're both affected by a third thing. So all this analysis does is it shows me there is a relationship between the two. I'd have to do further analysis to see, is that a causal relationship or not between the two? Are you guys, does that make some kind of sense? All right. So would you say that this, oh man, with the lawn, are you kidding me with this? Can you guys hear the lawnmower? Oh, well. No? All right, I'll stop. You guys are like, dude, a little bit, thankfully. So you guys are like, it's not just all in his head. You hear the voices? No, all right. But which one of these two, this is the same idea, but it's is it a stronger relationship or a weaker relationship? That's kind of a silly question, but let me just see what you say. Is definitely stronger. Now, why did you say that? It almost doesn't matter. Let me put another point. So there's an outlier, there's an outlier. It's still a stronger relationship, right? Okay, I like it. The points stayed closer to the line. So the points actually followed the trend better. They were tight to the line. Are you guys semi with me? So what's really, really neat, stay with me. Every time we got a new distribution, what were the two things we definitely try to calculate? Every time. New distribution, I want a formula for this and this. New distribution, I want a formula for this and this. The mean and the standard deviation. That line that I'm drawing, isn't that a graphical average? That is graphically the average of where the points are. Do you guys see what I'm saying? No? That actually is what it is. It's called the line of best fit, and it is a graphical average. And then the thing that's going to represent the standard deviation idea is going to show me on average how far away are the points from the line, right? The further away they are, the thing is, all right, let's do this next example, and then we'll get some more specifics. But there's going to be two things I want to know. What's the equation of the line? That's like finding the mean. And then what's the number that represents the strength of the correlation? That's like the standard deviation. It's related. All right, I like it, maybe. What about this one? Which one of these two situations, this is now hour studied versus grade. Which one of these two is a stronger relationship, obviously? One or two? Yeah, one, definitely. Which one of them is more realistic? Two. Yeah, you would expect some outliers. This guy or girl, they didn't crack the book open at all, but they still made a big old grade, maybe because they took it already. Or maybe this is Jeff's art class, and this is the one that's been painting ever since they were 3. Whatever. Sorry, I'm a little bitter about that stuff. I start painting, they're like, I've been painting since I was 3. Oh, shut up. So this one, they both have what kind of trend? They both definitely have, oh, crap it in. Jeff, it's okay, dude. Pretend like that's a straight line. They both have a positive, kick ass. I love that you said positive. Positive trend. Look at that, Jeff. How did you do that line so good? It's kind of in the wrong place, but I'll deal with it. Oh, somebody's got a question that they sent just to me. And they said, should we always expect an outlier? In real life, there will almost always be some kind of outlier. Just how extreme they are depends on the situation. Very infrequently would I see a situation like this, but it does show up for sure. I mean, definitely like physics experiments where there are mathematical equations that describe the relationships between things. There will be outliers, but they almost always are some kind of incorrect measurement, or it didn't do what we were trying to make it do, so it did its own thing or something. I don't know. So yeah, there almost always will be some kind of outlier, but there doesn't have to be. Anyway, so here's the idea. The line of best fit and this thing, it's going to be called the R value. The R value is what tells me the strength of the relationship. So an R of 1 would mean it perfectly lines up. Oh shit, I'm sorry, Ian. Is it not? Damn. I'll check in a minute. I thought for sure I put it up there. It might be in the pages part. If not, I can put it up there. What am I trying to say? Oh yeah. An R of 1 is perfect positive correlation, meaning that, in fact, let me stop sharing for a second. If I have an R of 1, that means they all line up perfectly in a positive line. None of them are off the line. Are you guys with me? Sort of the opposite of outliers. Outlier. If I had R equal to -1, incredibly enough, that would be lined up on a negative slope line. So this one is, as this variable increases, so does this one. And this one is, as this variable increases, this one decreases. So the sign is related to the slope. Oh, you found it. Okay, Ian found it in the pages. Thank you. So notice this is R equals 1. This is R equals 1. This is R equals 1. Right? So the R is not the slope. The R is just how tight the points are to the line. Is it positive 1 means it's a positive slope, -1 means it's a negative slope. Now, what if I had something like this? Right? Are all the points on the line on this problem? No. But are they really, really close? Yes, so then R might be something like -0.93 or something. Do you guys get what I'm saying? -1 means perfectly lined up negatively. The minute I start pulling points away from the line, they get less and less, they get closer to 0. So R equals 0, can you guys see that far up? No. R equals 0 would be something like, just measles. There's no trend. There's no apparent relationship between the two variables. Another R equals 0 that's not as obvious is this one. That is R equals 0. Because as X increases, what does Y do? Stays the same. Do you guys see that? Hopefully I made it look like it's flat. So that's sort of like, how high can I jump compared to how tall the tree is over there? Let me try to jump a little higher. Woo! Is the tree, how the tree? Now it's still the same height. Damn. So it's got to be some change between X and Y. It can't be a 0 slope and it can't be a infinite slope, because then one variable changes and the other one doesn't. So they don't care about each other. Okay, maybe. All right, so one thing I think you guys will appreciate about this section is that we're gonna let the calculator do most of the work, which is different for me, right? This is the one section I do that, and I will show you the equation we would use if I felt like being really mean. If I can find where I put the book, there it is. Oh, where would you be? There you would be. No, not there. Here. What page was it on? What year is it? All right, where are you? You can do it. You can do it. Yes. All right, give me a second. I want to show you guys this. I know you can't see it yet. I'm going to show it to you. Come on, where are you? You beautiful beast. Come here. All right. There it is. All right. Now watch. Ooh, get ready. We're not going to use this equation. I just want you to see what it looks like. That is the equation for R right there. Isn't that pretty? And you're like, I don't think you know what pretty means, Jeff. Surprise Pikachu face. All right. Ooh wee. All right, I like it. What about Noob Noob? This guy gets it. That's freaking. Anyway, I'm not gonna say who that is. Something that you guys probably don't realize is the bottom, this and this. Dadgummit. This one and this one both relate to the standard deviation. This is the standard deviation of X, the standard deviation of Y. It's actually parts of the equation. So it kind of make, and the top is like the standard deviation of X times Y. So if you think about it, R is supposed to be a two-dimensional standard deviation kind of thing. So it makes sense that its equation has standard deviations for X and Y in it. It's beautiful. Now, we are not going to use that equation, so don't freak out about that. So let me show you what we are going to do. Let me stop sharing here. Why is my screen all freaky? Okay, good. You guys are back. There it is. Come here. All right. Share that. Okay, good. We're back on this sheet, right? Okay. Gosh. All right, screen. Stop freaking out. All right. So the line of best fit is like the mean, and the R value is like the standard deviation. They are kind of related, the ideas. Now, all these steps about how to do these problems are right here. And like Ian found out earlier, the sheet is up on Pages. But don't forget about the calculator guide that's up on my main website, right? Grossmont.edu, people, Jeff Waller. It's got all this stuff we did in the calculator for the whole semester, even some that we didn't talk about, just so you can check your work. It's crazy. So what I want you to do right now is see this data right here, right? Woo! Take a minute and put it into L1 and L2 in your calculators. Now, hopefully, nobody said a word to me about having issues with something that approximates the calculator. So hopefully, if you don't have a damn thing, you're going to need something. So, you should probably reach out to me and we'll figure something out. There's all kinds of apps on that you can put on your phone. There's, even some stuff you can put on the computer. All right. So is everybody aware of what's happening? Where am I? So put the beers in list 1. Do you think you want to sort list 1 and list 2? Anybody? Would you want to sort them? Hell no is the right answer, because that 0.5 has to go with that 98. That represents a person. If you sort them, you're tearing somebody apart. That's kind of gross. So don't sort them, because then people are getting killed. Oh, okay. Maybe, Victor. I don't know. It depends on what do you call it? Come on, Jeff. What device you're using? I got some stuff for Android. I don't know if you're using iPhone or whatever. Android. Hey, all right. So just email me. I got to see where I've got some, or maybe I'll put this up on Canvas. Some options for things to use. Okay. So right now, I guess, sorry. Oh, so can you still use it right now? If you can still use it right now, just use it right now. Let me see. Let me catch up to you guys. Hopefully everybody's aware of what we're doing, and hopefully everybody's doing it. So what I normally do when I have a bunch of data like this to put in is I'll stop somewhere like right here. I'll stop, and I'll make sure that the 97 I typed in is next to 1.5. Do you see what I'm saying? Because what really sucks is you get to the end of list 2 and it's not the same size as list 1. And you're like, oh, what did I leave out? Oh, God. So you want to kind of keep an eye on things as you're going down. And let me see if I look. All right, yes. Okay, good. So this is the extremely exciting part of statistics is data entry, which is why they pay people decent money, just sit there all day and enter data. I still wouldn't, well, I don't know. I might do it. All right, it looks like everything's good. I already checked these. Okay, I just want to double check because I'm the guy that's supposed to have the right answers. So I better make sure all my freaking numbers in there are right. All right, guys, so this is gonna be nifty. I'm thinking about, I think I need to make a video, the camera pointed right at my calculator, because just doing this is probably not gonna be good enough. But I mean, there's your data. It's all in there. So let's do this. Let's do this first. Yes, I did this is the reverse way yesterday. I want to make this stupid calculator graph these points. These are points. It's an XY table, right? And it's a graphing calculator. So you should be able to graph these things. Do you see what it says above y equals? That sounds promising, right? Stat plot. So go ahead and hit second y equals. And we get into this. So let me know if you have any trouble with that. Have you gotten here? All right, I guess everybody has. So everybody, once you get there, can you real quick just do this for me? Hit 4, enter. So it looks like that. If you hit 4 and then enter. Just to make sure nobody's got like extra plots turned on. I want to start with everything turned off. All right. Okay. Let me know the minute you're having trouble with whatever it is you're using. Please, dear God. Please. Okay. So now go back into stat plot. Go back into stat plot. Set second y equals, and let's pick the first one. Hit enter for the first one. So you should get something that looks maybe not quite like this, but sort of close. Go ahead and hit enter to turn it on. And then get really upset at me for never showing you how to make the calculator make histograms for you and box plots. And I'll just kind of laugh and go, yeah, but you got to learn shit, so too bad. All right. See that very first option is the scatter plot. It's the points. Make sure that one's highlighted. So you go to it and hit enter on top of it. It'll make it highlighted. We don't make it, we don't want to make a histogram right now. All right, I'm still not seeing anybody freaking out. So I'm going to assume everybody's with me. Make sure that the X list is L1 and the Y list is L2, if that's where you put stuff. And then you can choose what symbol you want to go on your data. I'm obviously going to choose a square. You could be positive. You could be a speck of dust in the universe, or an even smaller speck of dust in the universe. So whatever you're feeling like today. And let's see, what color am I feeling like today? I'm feeling like blue. Where's my blue? Ooh, navy. Yeah. So if you got the older calculator, you can't pick a color. Too bad. Haha. All right. So if you've done all that shit, let's see what happens if I just hit graph. In fact, let me do this. Most of you guys will probably get this when I hit graph. Some of you guys will probably get something else that's weird. Somebody's saying yes to me. Okay. Yeah, no, even better, Laurel. Even better. This stupid thing costs enough money. It better be able to freaking find my data for me. So if you don't have it really depends on what you did with the calculator last about graphing. It might look like this, or it might look all freaky or shit. I don't know. Anytime you put new data in the calculator for this, to make it find it, hit zoom. And then which one sounds like a good one for our class? I just don't know what it might be. Right? So you want to hit, for me it's number 9. You guys see that zoom stat? So if I just hit that one, let me get that out of there so it doesn't freak anybody out. I get this. So if you hit zoom stat, and it should be the 9th option for us. It depends on what somebody has done with your calculator. If you just hit zoom 9, it'll find your data. Why am I still sharing? Why am I doing that? You guys gotta, I'm sorry. You're all trying to see that tiny little screen. Is that better? I'm sorry. Nobody was saying anything. So again, it's zoom 9. So anytime you put new data in, oh, you're almost dead. I gotta plug you in. In an older calculator, I don't know what you think I have here with me. I don't. It's the same thing, Lewis. I'm not sure what to tell you. It's what part are you having trouble with? So stat plot should look exactly like this, right? And then you turn it on, right? I think the only difference is you can't pick a color. The old calculator should look exactly like this, except you don't have color, right? Make sure it's L1 for X, L2 for Y, right? Make sure you got the scatter plot option picked, the first one. And then if you hit zoom 9, it should work. Are you getting an error, Lewis, or what's going on? Is there an error, or is it just not showing you the dots, or what's going on? Give me something to work with. Are you, Lewis, what's up? Are you okay? Because it's probably not just you. Let me know. Is it giving you an error? Or is it not showing the dots? Or, okay, so let's see. So we put the data in, make sure it's L1 and L2. We go second, Y equals, well, here comes the weed whacker. To get here, make sure that the first plot is the only one turned on. Let me see, where's my enter? Make sure it's turned on, right? Make sure you highlight on. Make sure you've picked the scatter plot option, the first one, right? L1, L2 for your X and Y, right? You're not going to have a color. And then hit zoom 9 to zoom in on your statistical data. And it's got to look like that. If you're still having trouble and you did all those steps, make sure that your data is actually in L1 and L2. Remember, sometimes those lists go away. We delete them instead of clear them. Okay. All right, now. So I want you to realize, please, do you guys see how that looks like? I try to make it look like, oh, dadgummit. I can't. I tried to make it look like this one. Woohoo! Right, that one. Okay, all right. Now, How do we make the calculator? Man, I got 15 minutes. How do I make the calculator calculate the line of best fit and the R value? So what did I just say? I want to make the calculator calculate something, right? So stat calc. I'm not going to play around with 2var stats because I'm running out of time, but I mean, if I was making you use that full R formula I showed you earlier, you would use 1var stat. I mean, I'm sorry, 2var stats to calculate all the sums you need. Yeah, exactly. What's kind of dumb to me is, do you see how there's two options that actually give you lines? And linreg stands for linear regression. Hello. Number 9 is actually natural logarithmic regression. We don't want to use number 9. Do you see how number 8 and number 4 are kind of dumb? I have no idea why they're both there. Number 4 is if I want A to be the slope, and number 8 is if I want B to be the slope. And, you know, for algebra people like me, we're like, what's up with M? Where's M? But too bad for us. So the short story is pretty much always use number 4. And let's see what we get. If I hit enter, do you see how it's list 1, list 2, and then I go to calculate. If you have an older phone, it's just going to say linreg, and you just hit enter because it defaults to list 1 and list 2. So you should end up getting something like this. Now watch. Did everybody get all that stuff? No, because my calculator's bad. Or no, let me do this so I get the same thing you got. Some of you guys will, some of you guys won't. I have a feeling that most of you guys got this, which you can tell me, what's the slope? What's the slope? Yeah, negative 2.54, and then the y-intercept. $89.83, yeah, okay. But that's still not satisfactory. I want those R's. And Jeff, I saw you got those R's, and now you took them away. What's wrong with you? Okay, stay with me, stay with me. If this is your calculator you're using, you only have to ever do this once. This is really another dumb thing. This is back in the day when the TI calculators didn't have much processing power, so they defaulted to having something turned off, so they didn't calculate some extra shit. So once we turn it on, you don't have to turn it back off because the damn calculator's got. This had the same processing power as 5 giant computers that filled whole rooms back in the 60s or whatever. I mean, holy shit, we don't need that. Anyway, sorry. So the way this works, it's on the handout also. If you didn't have R show up, do this. Hit second 0. You should see that. This is actually a list of everything the calculator can do. And so the very first one is absolute value, for example. So everybody got in there that wants to play along. Once you're there, do you guys see the button that's got a D above it? For me, it's in green. For you guys, this might be in yellow. If you just hit that button, so it's for me, it's the X to the -1 button. It should be the same thing for everybody. Just hit that button, and now I'm in the D section. Let me stop for a minute. Right, so now I'm in the D section. Scroll down to where it says diagnostic on. And by the way, just pay attention to how much this calculator can do. Holy shit. And then hit enter. Enter. And then it's very anticlimactic. Did everybody follow that whole thing? Anybody need me to do it again? It's okay if you do. You only have to do that once, which is nice. So now if I do stat, calc, linreg, number 4, now I get everything. Oh, did you put all the data in, Laurel? All right. Can you, and you're sure it's in L1 and L2? And now can you hit stat calc number 4 and just stop? Right? Does it? And does it look like that? Exactly like that? All right. And then it just gives you A is 1 and B is 0, is that? Shit, I don't know. Do you have your is your what do you call it? Can you show me? Where are you? There you are.
It just gives me A equals 0, B equals 0, R squared equals 1, and R equals 1.
All right, hit stat, edit. Show me your list.
That's really dark.
Yeah, it is. I don't know if this is gonna work.
Well, my list looks exactly like yours does.
Show me. Get it closer.
It just gets darker the closer I get.
Oh, all right, damn, that's not gonna work. All right, that doesn't make any sense to me. What else could it be? I got to think about that. What else could it be? When you do, all right. I don't know what to tell you. Hang out with me for a minute after class.
Okay.
Let me see. All right. So let's write some of this stuff down. All right. So I'm going to switch back to the sheet real quick. I don't have much time left. Let me see. Bum, 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 bum. Let's go down here. Bring you back. Here we go. All right. So right here, what do we get for R? Why does the R make sense? Remember, it was a negative trend, but it was really not strong, right? So it's going to be very far away from -1. So the -0.339 makes sense. It's closer to 0. What do you choose after entering second? Oh, shit. Ian, you're back there. Okay. Second 0. Hit the D button. See where the button that's got a D above it? It's the X to the -1 button. Hit that. So now you should be in your D section. Scroll down to diagnostic on, hit enter, enter. And then you got to go back in and recalculate. You got to go back into stat calc number 4, recalculate it, and then the R should show up. Okay. Is this a strong correlation? Hell no. What kind of correlation is it? Weak, negative, if any. We'll get into the if any part later, right? There's a certain level it's got to get up to even be evidence that there's any correlation at all. So if there is any, it's going to be very weak negative. The line of best fit we got was, oh shit, where did I put it? -2.54 X plus 89.831. I don't know why I'm being so precise on that other one. Oh well. So the only thing that's missing from my picture, so I got all that. I want the line of best fit to show up in there, right? So remember, here's my guess for it. That was my guess for where the line of best fit's going to be. But the calculator can calculate the exact line of best fit, and we got it. Just to put it in the calculator, I just hit the y equals button. If I hit the y equals button, I can put that equation in there. Y equals, now I can just put in there negative, right? Be sure to use the negative key. Negative 2.54. Your X button is right next to your alpha button. See your X button? Negative 2.54X plus 89.831. I don't know why I'm still got the tiny screen. Oh, scheisse. There, okay. Now if I hit graph, I should get this. So that's the actual line of best fit. Time is over. Okay. So you can always, I'm going to upload this video. You can always come back here and kind of go back through the steps again. I would love it if you guys would try this one out. We're going to do this one at the beginning of Thursday's class, but maybe try it out ahead of time. And then I got a couple things more to show you, and yeah, we'll do some more examples from chapter, what is this, chapter 12? Correlation stuff. Technology Day is always exciting, even more so in this format, because there's so many things that can go wrong. So hopefully, so if you didn't get to this point, you guys can hang out with me. Otherwise, class is over. Class is over. Oh, somebody's out. I'm like, you're welcome. So who needs to hang out for a bit? Let me see. Laurel. Anybody else needs to hang out for a bit? You got where, Laurel? How far? The rest? What do you mean the rest? You got where? Which part doesn't work still? Tell me, Laurel. Oh, okay. What's it do when you do that? What's it say? It looks just like this. There's nothing in the freaky list, right? Just L1, L2, and then the rest are blank, right? So then what happens when you do calculate? What's it say? It still says the 0 and 1 thing. All right, that's so weird. So your data is in there because it's plotting the points, right? You've got the graph to show up. Your graph looks just like this. Is that true? What the hell's going on? This is a new one on me. And there's no way you can really show me. I'm going to ask you this question. Don't take it personal, but are you sure that it's list 1 and list 2? You didn't lose one of them or something? When you look at the list, is it list 1? Oh, did you say yes again? I can't tell if that's an old yes or a new yes. I'm going to say something. All right. All right, now answer the question again. Sorry, Laurel. Is it L1 and L2? It is?
Yeah, it's L1 and L2.
What the hell is going on then?
I don't know. My graph looks exactly like yours does. I just can't. None of the linear regression test is working.
And you didn't sort them. Even if you did, it shouldn't be that perfect.
No, I didn't.
This doesn't make any sense. What else could it be? Let me think. I don't know what else it could be.
And even before I did the diagnostic on, it still showed me A equals 1 and B equals 0.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because it won't change that calculation. It just adds the R's in.
Yeah.
I really don't know. And you're sure that the freaky list is empty when you do the linreg?
Yeah, there's nothing. It's just
Okay.
list 1, list 2, and then frequency list and store reg EQ are both blank.
Okay. And you're sure that, let me see, what would it do if you, all right, that's a dumb, oh my gosh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Can you, I don't know. If you can, you might want to like start over or take pictures of each step for me and send it to me or something. That's the only way I could think of to diagnose what's going on.
I think.
I can't, there's no other settings. It's linreg, it just takes your input right there. There's no settings that would make it look somewhere else. That's why it has to be like.
Oh, it did it.
Oh, did you change something?
No.
Technology. All right. Anybody else have questions that I can sit by as they fix themselves? When is all the homework due? I don't know. Basically, you want the homework done by the day you're taking the quiz. I'm trying to be a nice guy and not assign due dates for right now. But, I mean, in a sense, that's actually being a mean guy because due dates help us. You need to have the homework done by the time you're taking the quiz. Or at least have a decent amount started before you take a quiz on those sections. Because that's the only way you can get ready for an assessment, right? So in a perfect world, I would make the homework due on the day of the test, as always, because I'm trying to force everybody to do what they need to be good on the test. But to be understanding with the current situation, I'm trying not to make too many due dates, but then that might be hurting people because they would be doing better on assessments if they finish the homework. I don't know what to do anymore. So, yeah, do as much homework as you can before a quiz so you are more prepared for the quiz. That's what I tell you. So officially, I mean, it's due the day of the final or at the moment. Yeah, but my God, do it now. Get it over with and get ready for stuff. All right, guys. Anybody else? Is that enough? No quiz today. Quiz on Thursday. I can't remember if I said it was today. I was lying. It's Thursday. All right, guys. See y'all later.